Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Nodes, and this is our fourth video in our React.js series, and I think in this video we will start with a practical demonstration of all the concepts which we have learned in the previous three videos. So let's get started. So today we will be creating our very first project in React, and obviously there are two different ways to do that. Number one is the old way, which is by using these commands in which we will type npx create react app, and then we will give the name of our application, and then we will change our directory to this one, my app, and then we will start the project. Now obviously before doing all these steps, you have to make sure that you have node and npm installed in your computer. Okay, so the concept of this old way, what I mean by this is that this uses Webpack. Now Webpack is a package bundler which will bundle all your React.js code into one single JavaScript file. And Webpack is old. Old means that it's very much slow, so you will get slow reloading times and slow package building times. So as compared to Webpack, we have a new bundler which is called as Vite, and Vite is faster package bundler. It will give you faster build times, and it will also provide you faster reload times. So that's why the new trend for creating our React application is by using Vite. And for creating application with Vite, you have to just type these commands. If you're using npm, you can go with npm create Vite at the rate latest, which means that it will be using our latest version for our React application, latest version of Vite. And when you will type this command, you will get these templates, and from these templates you can choose any of the templates with Vite, and it will give you a boilerplate project for getting started. So we are having different templates. We are having templates regarding React, pre-React, Late, Svelte, Solid, and Quick, and obviously these are all the rest of the frameworks which are apart different from React. But since we are working with React, so we will go with React, and we will be using JavaScript. Obviously, you can use TypeScript with React, and at the end of series of this React.js, I will give you a quick overview of how to use React with TypeScript and what are the benefits of using React.js with TypeScript. So let's get started. So if I open my terminal over here, so let me open my terminal, and let me just make the terminal a little bit bigger. Let's increase the font size so you guys can see it easily. And now let's say I want to go to my desktop, and let's create a directory, and let's say this is our first app. Okay, so we have created a directory which is first app, and then we will go to this directory which is our first app, and after that we have to type this command which is npm create Vite at the latest. Since I'm using npm, I'm going with npm, but if you are using yarn, so you can go with this command. So let me just copy this thing and let's paste it over here, and let's enter. Now after you enter this command, it will ask you some of the questions, which is obviously the project name. Now obviously I want to create the project in the same directory, so I will just enter dot, which will create the project in this directory which I have mentioned, first app. And after that it will tell you to choose a framework. Since we are working with React, so we will go with React. Now obviously here it is asking us for a framework. Now framework doesn't mean that React is a framework. Okay, React is a library, but the question here is that it is saying to select a framework is because it will give you a environment in which we will be having React, Vite, and all other stuff. Okay, so that's why it's calling it a framework. So let's enter for React, and since we will not be using TypeScript, so I will go with just the plain JavaScript, and let's enter. Okay, so you can see that it is scaffolding a project in user/max/desktop/first app, which is the folder which we have created right now. Now all we have to do is to just go to our this folder which we are right now currently, and we have to just type npm install and then npm run dev. So we'll just type npm install, and it will just install all the dependencies, and obviously it will take some time depending on your internet connection. So you can see that our npm install command has run successfully, and now the only step you have to do is to just start the application, which is npm run dev. So npm run dev, when you will enter this thing, you can see that within 293 milliseconds our application is up. And now if you will configure your project using Webpack, which is the old way, this one, it will take quite long time to compile all the things because it was using a Webpack. But now since we are having Vite, it's way much faster. So let me just open this link in the browser. So let me just copy this thing, and let's open our Google Chrome, and let me paste the link over here. And when you will enter this thing, you can see that we are having our application running on localhost at port 5173, and it's just a simple dummy page which is saying Vite plus Vite plus React, and its count is 0. When you click on this, the count will increase, and obviously this is just a dummy application or dummy frame, you can say, to show that we have configured everything rightly. Okay, so let me just close the server. For now we were closing it, and now I will open this folder in our VS Code. So it's code dot, so it will open the current directory in our Visual Studio Code, and here you can see on my right side we are having the directory and all the project structure which has been configured by the commands. Okay, so if I increase somewhat my editor style so you guys can see it clearly. Okay, so let me just make it smaller. Okay, so here you can see that we are having a different folder structure, and it is including React. The very first thing whenever you create any project is to look at the package.json file to look at what are the dependencies that we are working with. Okay, so package.json is the file where we track all our dependencies, and obviously if you go to development dependencies, you can see that we are having types regarding React, types regarding React DOM, we are having Vite.js plugin, we are having ESLint, and obviously we are having our package bundler which is Vite. And obviously the reason we are using Vite as a development dependency is because we will not be shipping Vite in our production application, so only we will be using Vite. And obviously since the main dependencies are obviously React and React DOM, these are the two only dependencies to work with React. Okay, and here you can see that in our scripts we are having two scripts which are the most important one. Number one is obviously the dev, which will run our development server for this React application, and where you change anything it will automatically reload the changes for you. Okay, and for the build command is obviously it will create a production build for you, and then you can deploy that build to any server if you want. Okay, so let me just open my integrated terminal and we will use some of these commands to show you that how things are going. So if I type npm run dev again, so it will again start my Vite server, and you can see that 1219 milliseconds our server is up and it's 5173 again. If I go and refresh this thing, it is working fine. And now you can see that here it is saying that edit source slash app.jsx and save to test HMR. So we can change things by going to edit, and inside our source directory we are having the file app.jsx. So let's change something and see that whether it reflects on our browser or not. So I will make it to left and I will make my editor to right, so we can see all the things side by side. Okay, so if I go to source, so inside source we are having this app.jsx file, which is this application is referring to. So if I open this app.js file and if I just collapse this and hide my terminal, so let's hide it. These are the concepts which we will be learning further, but I'm just giving you a glimpse of how things are looking here. Okay, so we are having our Vite logo and we are having our React logo as well, which is this one, and obviously we are having this Vite plus React heading which is being displayed over here. And let's say if I change this to something like my first let's say counter application, and let's say if I just right now you can see that a dot is over here, which means I have not saved my file. But the moment you save this thing, you can see that within milliseconds the changes are being reflected on my browser. It means that the hot reload function of Vite is properly working, and it's working way faster as compared to Webpack. Okay, so I think that's the overall gesture of this application, and let me just make it bigger so I can tell you about the further concepts. Okay, so this is the overall I think journey right now. We have configured our very first project, and we have just changed some of the elements over here, and we saw that how these things are being reflected in our browser within just milliseconds with the help of Vite. And one more thing I want to tell you is that I want to make a build to show you that how things look when we create a production build. So let me just open my integrated terminal. I will close this thing, and if I go to my package.json file, you can see that we are having one build command which will help us to make a production build. Okay, so if I open my terminal again and I type npm run build, so it will just run a build for me, and you can see that it also took nearly 1.31 seconds, which is way faster. Okay, and it made a production build for us inside this dist folder. You can see that all the things, all the assets, everything has been copied to this dist folder, and you can see that this dist folder has been displayed right over here. And inside dist you can see that we are having all of our assets as well as our index.html. And here you can see that we are having only one JavaScript file, and that's the bundled JavaScript which we were talking about. Okay, so we are having only one HTML file and one bundled JavaScript and one main CSS file, and that's it. And this is the only thing which will be served once to the client, and once it's served, then we are not making any other requests to the server for navigation and for all those changes. Okay, this is the concept of SPA. And obviously you guys can test this by using this serve command. So you have to type npm install -g globally and serve. Now this serve is just a server to serve your web application files. It acts like a web server. Okay, so you guys can install it, and you guys can further also read about this serve in npm. So npm serve, and this is just a static file directory and listings. So you guys can just use this to serve files like a static website or a single page application. Okay, so since we are using this serve to serve this production build, so I will just install it globally. And once you install this globally, so you will get this serve command. Okay, now with the help of this serve command, you can display your application, and you have to just type serve and make sure that you are in the correct directory. And when you type serve, you have to provide option which is -s, which will tell the server that we are using a single page application. Okay, so -s means that single page application, and then we will give the folder in which our application is our application files are. So in our case, the application files are in dist. So I will just say dist, and I will press enter. And now you can see that it is saying that it is serving the files on our local network, which is localhost 3000. And if I again just close this thing and open a new tab and say localhost 3000, you can see that you can see that everything is being served from this R server. Okay, so everything is working fine, our count is being incremented, and the change we made in our file is also reflecting in our production build. So that's the overall concept of how we get started with Vite and React in a small amount of time. Okay, so I think this is it for this video. In the coming video, we will jump to the concepts of React, how things are being started, which is the application entry point, what are the packages, what each package has to do with React. So we will start with the basic concepts of React. It means the fundamentals. So from now on here, we are into our practical journey of React. So I hope you liked the video. If you're liking my content, so do like and subscribe the channel. See you in the next video. Follow me on LinkedIn. For following on LinkedIn, my link will be in the description. Okay, thanks for watching.